Hi, welcome to today's episode of In the Kitchen, Keeping It Real. I'm your host, Ariyele. We're going to be making a super special Irish coffee. I'm using air quotes because we're actually today going to be using an awesome tea. It's a black tea called Ticino. It is sold like coffee, it's packaged like coffee, it smells like coffee, and it tastes like coffee. So for all of you adrenal fatigued folks out there who can't have coffee and identify as a coffee drinker, I've got you covered. All I'm gonna do is turn on my hot water. I'm gonna add 2 tablespoons to my Bodum, which is a single cup French press. 2 tablespoons is the rule of thumb for a super nice, strong, dark brew. My water's ready to go. And you're gonna brew this and let it steep for about 5 minutes and let her sit. Now, over here, what is an Irish coffee without some Irish whiskey, right? We've got some Jameson. When I was healthy, Jameson was my weakness. And some Kahlua. If you want to avoid the sugar, you can cut the Kahlua. It's totally up to you. I grew up for a short time in a town called Rockaway, Queens, which was wrecked in Hurricane Sandy. Super sad. So I'm sending all my love out to my Rockaway, Queens folks. And it's a super Irish Catholic town, or it was then. And I remember once I was sitting in the class and my teacher, who was an ex-nun, said, "How many Jews are in the class?" True story. And my best friend at the time, who I want to use her full name, it's a super Jewy sounding name. Oh God, this is terrible. And she knows it. Raised her hand. You know, I was young. It was like 3rd, 4th grade, maybe 5th tops. So I'm thinking, I see my best friend and she's the only one with her hand raised. And I'm like, well, I can't leave my friend there. And I was like pretty sure that I was Jewish, but I was too young. And so I just kind of started slowly raising my hand. And then I went home that night and I was like, "Dad, are we Jewish?" And he was like, "What? Why are you asking me that?" Like all interrogating. And I was like, "Well, because my teacher today asked if there were any Jews in the class and I didn't know how to answer." And he was like, "We're spiritual." And I was like, "Okay, Dad, we're spiritual." So that was his answer to me about, were we Jewish? The answer is yes, P.S. Super culturally Jewish. Not so much with the Hebrew singing and all that. Anyway, so our Ticino is ready to go. We're going to give her a press. Nice and slow. All I want to do is zoom, 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 and your Ticino, boom, boom. Nobody should think about that. And we pour them into our Kahlua whiskey mix. And here's the key, okay? Some full fat, fresh, raw dairy pad of butter. If you're dairy intolerant, you can omit this. If you're not, get ready to swoon your way to heaven. Give her a stir and a real nice whip, because that fat is gonna get all incorporated. Ooh, smells phenomenal. You could add cream or milk to this, but I don't really think it needs it, especially with the butter. And then check this out, guys. For my partner's birthday, his mom sent some gluten-free pound cake, which I added gracefully, some dark chocolate, strawberry, and raspberry too. So I'm gonna take a bite of this and try my Ticino alongside it with my little whiskey shot. That's phenomenal. This is what we're really trying to get in on. Whew! I can feel that whiskey warming down my throat. The tea is so strongly brewed. It has that feeling of coffee, but without that squirrely aftertaste and the feeling of kind of getting like dirty inside. One more. Yum. That is heaven in a cup right there. Thanks so much for hanging out with me. Leave me a message or a comment at the end of the video. Give me a thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel. Like me on Facebook. In the kitchen, keepingitreal.com for this recipe and many others. Ciao.